Hey guys, it's ICC Cup 5th, and today we have another replay of the week between the February 26th and March 3rd, 2012, so let's have some fun. The map's going to be Fighting Spirit, and you know how much I despise this map, because every single person plays on this map, and there's no one plays in different maps, apparently. No, just kidding, but there's at least 75% of my replays I've ever seen are probably on this map. It is on, I believe these are two Koreans. Spawning in the top right, we do have Pairplay the Protoss that's maxed out his average APM was 258 and his max peak APM was 375. It's up to you guys to decide what those actually mean and if they actually apply to anything, as I don't have any other statistics to really back this up. Due to that pylon placement, I'm going to be guessing it's a Forge Fast Expand. Just kind of like the only thing I can really see right now. And at the bottom right, we have meangmi, a Zerg player that averaged 337 APM and maxed out at 464. I have no idea how that's possible, but they did it anyway. This game has never failed to miss it. He will be scouting, and he will be seeing that there is a 8 pool actually going down. Excuse me. Or a 9 pool, whatever you want to really say it. Just kind of being a little pesky with the probe. Nothing too out of the ordinary, so I'm guessing he's going to be doing some kind of early push. I guess trying to achieve an early victory. And, I mean, Fighting Spirit, is a very big map in general. So I don't think the rush distance will be... He should be fine as long as he puts something between here and the cannon. But there's that forge. I mean, they're not cross-spawn, but, I mean, again, it's a really large map, so you can get away with a fast expand on this map. Again, if you guys don't know what Fighting Spirit is, the map, your main is huge, and not to mention that's huge, your natural is very easy to secure. That little choke right there, like this wall off right here is going very, very well. Putting a cannon actually before the expand, actually, but I guess that's what he's going to have to do. As you can see, that there is no expand going down, and he is going to be popping up a couple of lings right about now. Yep, around 6 lings coming up, but I don't think it should do anything. This would kill me outright, but he actually will be taking expand a third, where his third would be. And finally getting gas. No gas from the Protoss yet, and finally putting down his gateway. Solid 2-minute timing for a gateway, but I guess that's granted for the fact that he's going for Forge Fast Expand. Well, this can be up in time. Yeah, actually, it's well before. So he should be more than prepared for this push. And he's gonna be like, "Yo, dude, I'm just gonna back off." Okay. Protoss is finally getting gas, and he's actually gonna be double expanding off this push, which I think is really what he's gonna have to do to get back in. This considering the fact he did cut drone production. And nothing really special going on quite yet. But what's new? What's new with the ICC Cup World? We're doing casts for like D rank league. I still haven't posted them yet. I'm gonna render them tonight probably. As they are like lower rank games, I think you can kind of learn a lot from them. Sometimes they're harder to cast. I mean, in my opinion, amateur games are much harder to cast because you have to be. I believe it takes a lot more knowing of the game, because then you can like analyze it much better than I can. For example, Varial, of how much his voice is really low, and of his cheap microphone, and that he can't get a new one. I have to give him props for his casting may not be, super exciting to listen to, but the guy does know his StarCraft. I will, I'm kind of the guy that's just like, I think I'm like more of like an entertaining kind of guy. Like, take Husky StarCraft, because he did Brood War for a while, right? I think, like, he's kind of like way off topic, but he does, it would be like, he's kind of like a day 9, no, what would be a good caster? I don't even know a Brood War caster, besides me. There's others, but if you follow StarCraft 2 scene, a lot of them are like good analyzers. Oh, like Day 9 is a good example of an overall caster, because that guy has supreme analytical skills. I don't preferably like Day 9, but I will props to him that he is a fantastic caster for the fact that he is entertaining, just not for my needs, and he has very good analytical skills. Brood War and StarCraft too, as he was a pro StarCraft Brood War player, I believe, for a short period of time. And Zerg, I believe, is still no lair tech. So, you know, I'll also forgot to mention that your third is also on the high ground over here, as long as you secure this little thing. But you could go watch any other of like the 5, or 6, 7 other replays we have on our channel right now, and I'd say the exact same thing. Hey guys, it's nice you got fists, and then it's like, oh, it's fighting spirit. Okay, your main's on the high ground, things on the low ground, your third is on the high ground. I think is how I mainly said it. But I really like TBZs in Brood War. I don't see them that often. So I don't really know much about them, but I think they're very entertaining, like matchup to watch. I believe Zerg goes mainly more Hydra based in this army, where they're kind of doing more of the DPS, considering that Marines aren't really, you don't really have light units besides Zealots, and they probably won't go as many Zealots, so they don't need as many Lurkers per se. Now, if you guys are trying to figure out what the Protest player is really doing, he fast expanded. He's not going to be able to get up units in time, so he put down a lot of cannons instead. And the Hydra really can't run through that unless he's going to really be doing an all-in. And that's really not going to happen. So he's just playing more passive right now, getting a lot of the buildings up right about now, getting the fort that was killed. I mean, he's putting down like a lot of gateways right now. And, you know, I mean, his macros, I mean, he's fine right now. He's in a great position. I mean, he might lose a gateway. No big deal right there, because he'll be able to pump out, a couple Dragoons. I'm not sure if he quite has range yet. He may have got it. Stargate's out for Corsair, most likely to pick off some Overlords to supply block. I mean, he is actually supply block right now, but nothing too interesting. Zerg, I believe, is still not on lair tech. No, lair tech on the 3rd. That's why it was odd. Taking a 4th also behind this. So Zerg is expanding quite well, aiming the Spire right behind the mineral line. So it'll be harder for the Protest player to snipe, because a zealot run by wouldn't really quite work against that. Or a drop in the main wouldn't kill off the Muta Spire. Interesting placement altogether. I'm not sure if I agree with it, more or less, but it's there. So he's a higher level player than I am. So I'm just gonna leave him to the doing it. And I love the hallucination effect from these guys. They're like, yo, dude, I'm gonna be like, whenever I move, I'm gonna have like 3 of me. Oh, also another thing I failed to mention is Storms play a huge role in DVP and Brood War, because Zerg is really gonna be massing up those units, where the Storm is really gonna like have to deal with those massive units, because Hydra may not be by themselves do like a ton of DPS, but like when you have like 40 of them, it's ridiculous. I mean, it looks like this Zerg will actually be pushing back right now. And it looks like he's pretty content of what he's doing right now. He hasn't really been harassed, really. He's going to be getting a couple Muta, trying to see if he can poke in here. But the Corsair, again, will pretty do. I mean, Corsair versus Muta, it's pretty ridiculous. I wouldn't expect the Zerg player to go, like, full-on Muta. Scourge there to probably try to pick off a couple of the Corsair. But Corsair just counters, like, all Zerg air, pretty much, because they all stack up so well. And Corsair do splash damage. And it's not like Irradiate where you can just like split one. You have to split all of them. It may be, I mean, maybe like higher. I don't think it's ever been like. I don't think I've ever seen a game where it happens, but maybe if Zerg could mass them if they were able to get a good spread, possibly. But I mean, again, also Dragoon's a pretty beefy unit, so it's gonna be kind of hard to pick them off with Muta per se, especially if Zerg. Protoss actually does get upgrades. He's still doing constant Corsair production, and still off of. He did actually deny that fourth, excuse me, or he canceled it. I don't know which one happened. But he just had Muta over where his fourth would be. It looks like he might be pushing out fairly shortly. No Reaver drop, but he will be getting a couple. I think that's going to be 6-ish. No, yeah, probably. I don't know how many Muta kills probe kills he just got there, but nevertheless, good stuff going on. Going more lurker tech. Any upgrades? Let's see here. Getting +1 missile. Yeah, I will be pushing out shortly. And also the benefit, like his opening is so good. I believe that's the standard. I'm not sure Force Wrath Expand, especially on Fighting Spirit against their and ZVP, is the standard or metagame. But I really like this as, you know, he was able to just hold it off with cannons until he was able to, you know, I'm going to get my tech up now as I'm off 2 base, and I'm really not going to have to deal with any kind of trouble unless he was going to do, you know, a drop or something along those lines. But the Zerg, if that pretty much failed, the Zerg might have lost, altogether might have lost, because he would have to get that early tech breath. But he will be going in the main where it isn't really defended. I mean, there's one cannon, but there's only a couple Muta. He'll just be getting he's just getting pretty much a full-on scout with that. Have Lings by his third, trying to deny any kind of third that's going to happen, but he doesn't look like he's going to be expanding right now. Actually, it's actually good that he has this, because most likely he's going to be expanding. Well, actually be pushing all summary back, which is interesting, but I kind of like that about the Zerg, because if he's going to be pushing out, he's going to try to expand. He can't expand if there's like 12 links, but it looks like he's actually going to be pushing back, as he will see that there's a push coming. And that is a lot of units, I'm not going to lie, that's a pretty decent supply at 11 minutes in the game. I'm going to try to get a full-on start. Actually, but I don't quite actually know what's going on. He's going to be putting pylons down. Maybe this is going to be for a wall-off later, I don't know. But it looks like he's actually just going to be setting up a contain right now. Nope, never mind, he's going to be engaging. Good storm going off, getting at least 2 or 3 kills off Hydra, getting good storms off. Just softening up that army. Too bad it doesn't affect the sunken colonies. But the other downside is that he's actually losing all his High Templar, which is not good at all. Lings are semi-decent against Dragoons, but there's so many of them, and he does have +1. But I believe the Lings don't have any upgrades, and Lurkers are doing a lot of DPS. Looks like these should be able to hold here. Maybe not, actually. That Archon is like, you know what? I don't care. I'm so beat. Yeah, I'm dead. Oh. And yeah, he's gonna be able to push him back probably with that. No. I'm so bad at predicting what's gonna. You know, I'm just gonna shut up and figure out what the hell's going on here. Zerg is losing the battle. No, I should say Zerg is slowly winning the battle by putting a huge amount of money into units and etc. That's the reason. Finally putting down his expand. I did not lose that. I saw that right when it hit. I feel so good for that. But by the way, wow, that's 7 lurkers, excuse me, coming out, and he will try to do a Ling run by. I don't think it's really gonna do much, as considering the fact there are 5 cannons. Ain't gonna be engaging and be like, you know what, +2 Zealot are kind of hard to beat, and going for +3 right now. The only thing I like the Protoss style. The only thing when I played Protoss is I just always like to get the triple upgrades going. I would always build up a smaller army, but just getting mass upgrades going, and then just try to sit back until I got a 200 army. I guess it's more of like a macro style play. So I was kind of more of just playing defensive to the point where you're like, you know, I could break this because I have, like, you know, 200 army supply with 333. But that's just more of a passive style, and I don't think you can really get away with it as much as in the higher leagues, as being, you know, a fairly low level for both games. That's kind of how I play. That's how I played Protoss in StarCraft 2 until I switched to Terran, where I'm being a little more active. As I noticed, sometimes it's more harder to play defense. So the best offense is the best defense, I guess is the saying to say here. So you will have his third up and running right about now. You know, off a 3 base. He will have to take his fourth shortly, as his main is, I mean, fairly fairly mining out, but not too saturated. That's going to mine out way too quick. +3 is about halfway done. You know, I really have not kept tabs on the Zerg. Something's happening. The Zerg player is putting a hatchery down here, which I have no idea why. Lings actually are trying to intercept the probe transfer, but pretty much ultimately not doing anything. Zerg's just being annoying right now. But the Protest player is pretty well turtled in right now. I don't think I've ever seen this many cannons in a higher level game ever. This is would be my style, D-. Just put cannons everywhere so I can't lose. But and if it works, it works. And he's probably not gonna want to engage up there, as there are a couple lurkers. Semi-decent storm. I don't think I would really waste a storm on those Lings, but that's just my preference. There's a lot of blood on the ground, and I just really want to know what. Oh, Nidus Canal is probably gonna try to break this container. He's trying to expand. That's probably why he's doing it. I don't know why he just didn't put it here. Maybe this. Well, I guess he doesn't have. I guess he just didn't want to be. So he didn't want to be spotted. No upgrades yet. More Lings production. I'm just trying to see if he has any upgrades, quite honestly. Getting Defiler Mound, and the Hive is right there, so he's getting Hive Tech. Now keep in mind, Plague and Dark Swarm are good, but they're not as effective against Protoss because the shields don't go down, but their HP does. Against an Archon, that really wouldn't do much, but against Dragoons, you just whittled their HP down to half, pretty much. So it's not terrible, and they can't repair that unless it's 2v2 where they can repair other units, but as Terran. And it looks like he will be expanding. Has a couple of units up here, just in case if there was going to be an attack. And I like this by the Protoss player where he's just poking at points where he's just getting a couple victories with the Lings. Just if there was the tab of units lost, I'd definitely say that Protoss is probably ahead with just all the amount of Lings he's kind of killed off. And he's just building up that upgrades, and I believe he's getting another upgrade. Yeah, getting +1 armor. He just keeps on. He keeps on sending out. What is it going to be? 300 resources of just Lings and just kind of trying to poke. But what's the point really? As he might get a couple kills here and there, but 1-1 is complete for him. But when he's just running into a whole Protoss army, I don't really see how this is going to work. This will be effective, though. Probably will get the cancel on the Nexus. Maybe. No, never mind. Nope, never mind. I should say. I think the Zerg really needs to invest in an army, which he is doing. I think he's just more or less stalling for time, which he kind of needs to do. He does have a decent-sized force. Just mainly, I feel like mainly the army supply right now. The Protoss army's max, so he's running the style that I like to do, where he's just sitting back, playing defensive, getting that upgrades going, and get that massive army going. However, I feel like this army, well, first off, he's way behind in supply, and number two, that's mainly Lings, which I just don't feel like is that good against his composition, especially as he does have 2 Archons in this mix. But this is a very good position for him, as the Zealots can't really. We'll kind of just run in there and die. And yeah. But oh wow. Yeah, just maybe not the best because he just lost 50 supply of just random Zealots kind of going in there, and I guess in relation to the fact that he's kind of lost a lot of Lings, I guess that may have equaled that out. Bad position by the Protoss player, but you know what? I'm not really gonna. I think both players are doing pretty well. Another engagement, nice Storm going off. I'm not sure. Does Storm actually do damage under the cloud? I'm not sure. That answers that question. Yes, Storm does. Oh, and Archon are beefy. Oh, wow, that's funny. I forgot their melee, so they're like, oh, I can take anything. Oh, I'm Archon. Oh, yes. Nom 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 nom. Oh, nice Zealot, by the way. Oh, Plague. Oh, I'm gonna Storm anyway. I got better spells than you. Storm does go off. Again, killing off one of his own thing. Again, I think he lost a fair amount of supply with that. Not really doing much anyway, just killing off a couple Sunken, kind of just doing more damage to the army training, but the difference between the Zerg and Protoss is the Zerg can pretty much mass produce their units all over again. And, I mean, yes, but he does have a few High Templar with at least enough Storm for 2, so he's going to be able to have 6 Storms off. It does have a couple DTs in there in the mix too. Will he be getting +2 armor? He will be getting +2 armor. I don't know what these Corsair are actually chilling over here for, but a couple DTs, a couple defensive. 250 on High Templar. That's so rigged. That's like 4 storms or 3, something like that. Like 3.5 storms. That's just so dumb. That's so good. What is Zerg doing? Zerg, I failed to mention that Zerg did have this base running, I think, but he just expanded, so I didn't really miss that too bad. So Zerg is off 5 bases, Protoss is off 4. Like where in, this is kind of the scenario where the Zerg is or the Protoss is in ZVT, where the Terran has such a heavy wall of units, it's so hard to break, and I feel like that's what the Terran Zerg player is having difficulty with. He can spam units all up that army all day, but I mean it's just so heavily upgraded. The DPS on that thing's ridiculous. He is getting +2. He does have +2 carapace of his own, but I mean he got those upgrades so fast. That's just really helping him in this game. And he's just playing it so smart, storming off the lurkers, you know. Besides the little engagement on the ramp a couple minutes ago, I definitely say the Protoss play is playing very, very smart. Zerg is also doing fairly smart, getting the map control of the Lings. He is going to try to get us around with the Lings on here. Archons do a lot of damage against Lings, though. Will he be able to deal with this? And I think he will be able to clean that up fairly nicely. And just looking at the base, he's off of 6 gateways and some Corsair doing some things. Actually getting a couple Reavers out. I love these guys. They're pretty cool, awesome units. Main is mined out, and just gonna be doing some more damage. How do I say this? It looks like he's just trying to finish him off. I think he's just trying to break the Zerg. Zerg actually does have quite a few minerals stocked up. I believe he just did a full wave of... No, he's not actually utilizing all of his hatcheries, which he could be. He also has his whole Zerglings... a decent amount of Zerglings in his army, and could be doing some damage with them. Looks like he will be pushing back with a few of them. Gonna have a couple of lurkers back. I think the Zerg will be able to clean this up, but it was just kind of a really delayed response by him, quite honestly. And he's actually going to be going in the main, going to be killing off probably tech buildings, and actually got to storm off at least 6 drones right there. How many kills does this guy? 5, excuse me. He's going to be storming his own zealots, though, which is not a smart move. But looks like he'll be like, you know what? Oh, no, he's not even going to try to kill off that Ultra. It's like, you know what, screw it. Zealot versus Ultra. Zealot. Aha, and he just stormed his own person. That's sad. It looks like he was able to hold, but at what cost? He lost all... That was a lot of his... Well, he's going to lose all of his tech buildings shortly. He lost his spawning pool, which is going down there. Doing a Reaver drop also. I don't know. Oh, wow, that was a lot of Lings. 18 kills, getting a Reaver. Oh, wow. Wow. Zerg is just falling apart right here. Nice micro by him. And Protoss isn't quite remaxed yet. He just lost his whole army. He doesn't really have much left. Just kind of a couple Zealots and High Templar. Does this badass High Templar still have 250 energy? It still does. Now, what's this guy's gonna name? What's that guy's name going to be? Darky. What's up, Darky? Darky. That's what his name's going to be. All right, Darky. Let's see what he's gonna be doing. I think the Reaver drop was shut down with the Scourge. Probably that's why they're. No, actually, he might lose this. That thing connects. Okay, wow. I'm surprised he was able to get away. Let's how many kills this guy. 16, 26 kills on those Reavers. Jesus Christ. Probably very cost effective, I will have to say. Zerg does have. I don't really know what he's rebuilding his army. I think he should put maybe a couple gateways more down. Maybe expand, actually. He's really done a lot of damage to the Zerg, quite honestly. Zerg is mainly going Ultraless Zergling. Defiler, actually. I thought it was more of a. Most people go Hydra in this composition, but I guess maybe that's more of a mid-game thing. But, you know. Let's see. Idle Probes and more Reaver. more Reaver Harass. Should be careful not to lose them. And he's like, oh, you know what? Oh, I'm just going to get a couple kills. I'm going to run away. And going to be putting on a new Spire. Yeah, I mean, like, right here, the Protoss is such an advantage. And that's a lot of Corsair. What is he doing? Oh, Defiler's like, I can't shoot up. Oh, that's right. I have no. Oh, I got a good nice plague off though. That's. Oh no, he's gonna get all. He's gonna get all these kills right here. That's terrible, and he doesn't have any anti-air right now. His Spire's gone. What's he supposed to do? No. Oh wow, that's really gonna supply block him. Oh, woof. Spire's not done. Another engagement in the center of the map. Actually getting some fairly decent ground, but he will have a whole nother army back in his main. This looks like it's going to be a pinch, like a last push by him. He doesn't really have much left. Of course, they are back here. Dark Storm does go off. Oh, but Scarabs count as melee. Oh, no, and there's the GG. Oh, that was terrible. Well, you know, that was a pretty interesting match, quite honestly. I do like TBZ's pretty interesting stuff. I love those Reaver harasses. Like, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna pick him up and just kind of move off. Great game by both players. I can understand why this is replay of the week. Just playing a different map next time, guys. That's the only thing I can say. Just Fighting Spirit. Just veto. Just do not play on Fighting Spirit. Otherwise, great game. And I'll try to get on game 3 very, very shortly, guys. Alright, have fun. Peace out. Fritz is out of here.